My work has set a new rule. You'll not be paid when you have forgotten to check in or out.
As the title says, my company of gas stations has a new region manager. We already had a problem with people just not bother checking in or out in the app as we were told to. This way they can keep count of our worked hours, so when we have overworked or gone home early they can edit the schedule and keep everything in order. So when people forgot or don't bother doing it, they just message their own team leader and they have to check the security footage to see if they even have worked the hours they were scheduled for, then adjust it on the computer so they can get paid. Some of my coworkers from other locations don't even bother doing it or forget it completely. So they had enough and said that if we don't check in or out, or both, they won't pay us for what we worked.
I talked face to face with my team manager about this and she says she agrees with the region manager. BC they already have much administration work on their hands, and this will lighten the load a bit. I argued we are all people and we can forget things, but she said that is impossible. Checking in or out should feel like needing to eat. You should feel that you have to do it. Everyone disagrees with this new rule, and one co-worker is even taking legal actions against this, because this is just illegal. I am leaving in 4 days, but I will keep contact with some co-workers I became friends with. So I am curious how this is all gonna fold out. Peace. This is in the Netherlands BTW. We already know which people and authorities we can contact about this.
Courts have been remarkably consistent on this, one of the few, surprisingly pro-worker protections in this country. Your employer must pay you accurately and on time even if you fail to report time worked, submit timesheets. This is because FLS 8 places a legal burden on employers. They just accurately record all time worked. They're allowed to ask you to submit timesheets, sign in, or whatever, but this is prone to human error. An employee saying we didn't pay because they didn't submit timesheets will practically be left out of court. That's not a sufficient legal defense. That goes double when, as in this case, they're providing your work schedule. The schedule they made means they knew or should have known that you worked. They didn't receive an affirmative report that you were absent. They can't just treat missing timesheets as absence.
The only safe policy here is to pay you on time for the time they scheduled you, investigate if you worked it, and adjust a future paycheck if they find affirmative evidence you were absent. Almost any other policy is going to be illegal. They must pay you fully and on time even if you didn't fully report your work.
Wage theft.
They can fire you for not following instructions, but they must pay you for every hour worked. Period. I'd say the primary reason for signing in should be to keep them from stealing wages. But I also would never put any piece of software from my job on my personal device.
Is the app on your phone? Cause if so, what's their plan if you forget it or it dies? Also, if they want me to use my phone to check it, I'd be saying no way.
You should absolutely forget to clock in or out and join that lawsuit your fellow employee is doing, cause that's a slam dunk case if y'all have any of this in writing from your management. I forgot to clock in. Am I getting paid? No? Alright, see ya tomorrow. They have to pay you. They could write you up or let you go if it becomes a constant thing. But they always have to pay you for the time you were there. If you forget to clock in, just go home instead. Illegal. Report to the labor board. If they don't have a better way to track time, that's their problem. And it's moot anyway, since withholding pay like that is pretty illegal. Great, that's illegal. What's next on the agenda? TBH. It depend on your shift and also how the clock-in is done. Is it done via phone? Clock-in machine? Where is it located? How is it done? If it complicated, then yes. But at the same time the workers forget. The manager is the one that gets stuck working unpaid OT if they're salaried to hash out the schedule. It is your job to remember to clock in. Yes, we're all human, but they're being reasonable about it. It not like they're asking you to put your finger on the machine and wait for it to confirm your DNA to ensure that you're Mike Reynolds. As for the clock out, most systems usually have an automatic clock out system. But again, not an excuses unless you're working a truck stop. Companies often like to threaten to not pay you for hours you worked but forgot to check in on. They're assist me with, it's pretty well illegal everywhere. The best thing you can do is ask them, are you okay with me recording you saying that you're going to do it given the fact that I'm telling you I'm pretty sure it violates labor laws? Is the company fine with paying whatever fines will be applied for this? Look, if you can't be bothered to take a minute to clock in and then complain that you won't get paid, sorry, I got no sympathy for you. Time cards are considered official documents to be filled out by the user. You would get pissed if your employer went in and manipulated your time card, and now you're getting pissed because you won't do your job and you want your employer to go in and manipulate your time card. Jeebus. Take the absolute smallest amount of responsibility your job requires and fill out your own damn time card. If you don't, that's on you, you simple child.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. VHopeARMY is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.